This is the revised non-graphic video based upon the video that I made yesterday evening under lighting conditions very similar to the way that they are now. So what happened was I had a pretty bad day symptom-wise yesterday, and there's been a little run-up to this. In all sincerity, because during the course of the 3 or 4 days leading up to yesterday, I've been having nausea, bouts of nausea that come on unexpectedly. No rhyme or reason as to when they come. It could be before I ate, it could be after I ate, it could be hours after I ate. It comes on, it lasts for about 3 or 4 minutes. Generally speaking, if I lay down in air conditioning, it'll be gone very quickly. Sometimes I might drink some ginger ale or have a piece of bread or something, and it'll be gone. I never throw up, but it just kind of comes and goes. In fact, this morning I had the same thing around 6 a.m. I did look down at my belly to make sure I wasn't pregnant because I was beginning to think maybe it's like morning sickness. But again, it only lasts for about 3 or 4 minutes and then I'm fine. But that was the run up to yesterday. Anyway, yesterday morning came, I had some nausea, went away, came again, I went away. And then I was fine pretty much during the day. I went to the bathroom, and again, this is the less graphic version of it, but I would say that when I look back to the really bad day of Labor Day from a blood perspective, I would say that yesterday was probably the second worst day, but that's really, in my recollection of things, there's really only been 2 of these bad days in the course of 3 to 4 months. Well, I know what you're thinking. 3 or 4 months is a long time to have these kind of symptoms, and yes, that is true. In any event, I dealt with my my blood situation, and then I felt pretty good the rest of the day until around 5 o'clock in the afternoon when I started to develop abdominal pain, midline, just below the umbilicus, sort of like a slightly sharp, dull, kind of achy kind of pain that lasted for several hours, and I couldn't figure out a way to get rid of it. I tried all the tricks in the book, and eventually it went away by itself, and I felt better to the extent that I was able to go out and hang out at the French Press coffee shop. So what have I learned from all of this? Well, I learned that I've been a bad boy. I was wrong for canceling my September 25 appointment, but the reasons I canceled the September 25 appointment is that well, I'm a little bit scared about what they might find out. I've had a long time to kind of read up on the possibilities online from Dr. Google as well as the Merck Manual and a few other resources at my fingertips. So I would say fear was a big reason for why I canceled the appointment. The other is because sometimes when it comes to medical issues relating to myself, I become somewhat of a smart aleck, where I believe that I know better than everybody else. I've actually written about this someplace long ago that it's not smart to be a smart aleck because you think you know everything, but maybe there's something you don't know. And generally speaking, the thing that you don't know is the thing that kind of comes by and, grabs you and takes a bite out of you. So, but those were the reasons that I canceled the appointment. Um, so I have an appointment October 9, um, and um, and so it's hard to describe it why I don't want to go to this appointment ultimately, um, other than the two reasons I just described. But it runs a little bit deeper than that. Um, but what I can tell you is why I will go to this appointment. Um, and everybody likes to say that you should do things for yourself. You shouldn't do things for other people. So, um, or let me clarify that. You shouldn't do things that other people want you to do or expect you to do. You should do it for yourself and not for those reasons. Um, uh, but um, but in this particular situation, with this medical problem, um, I think that if I was just me, myself, and I, or if certainly I think if I was still in the roommate situation that I've been in for the last few years, I think that I would have just continued on and not gone in to be checked out. But I'm going to go and be checked out because Jen is right. You might want to What you might want to do is you might want to just like cut that part out and just like make a tape that a videotape that keeps like a GIF thing that they have, just keeps on repeating itself saying Jen is right, Jen is right, Jen is right, Jen is right, because Jen is right, and that is that I do need to be checked out, um, and I'm doing it because of you, Jen, um, more so than I'm doing it because of me, Bob. Um, I want to spend like 70 years with you, 80 years with you, 90 years with you. Those are the numbers that I'm looking at when I think about spending time with you. And I want to be, engaged in your life. I want to be engaged with you. Um, and um, and I just want us to go out and do a lot of adventures and travel the world and go to concerts and go to the track, though there's no track here in Southwest Florida. And I want to go to Publix with you, and I want to go to the beach with you. And there's so much that I want to do. And I know that being a smart aleck about it and just putting it off is not the solution. Um, so um, so whereas my motivation to go is with you, uh, there is I do benefit from this. Um, so that's what I'm going to do on October 9th. Hop in an Uber, travel out there, sit in the waiting room quivering like some jello during an earthquake, and just be honest about what's going on, and try not to interpret too much by the look on the doctor's face, and just kind of go with the flow, and get on the road to recovery. So that's my video. I love you very much. I am looking forward to seeing you very soon. Um, you're in my heart. You're on my mind. You live in my soul. And I love you. Have a good day. Or good night, as the case may be, depending on your perspective in the darkness.